Welcome back in this video series by Sagar Kadam Sir Engineering Academy that guaranteed you will clear very important concept of mechanics without any doubt. As under this video we are going to discuss motion under gravity theory part and its sign convention. This sign convention, this discussion we are going to use to solve numericals especially asked on motion under gravity. And somewhere we require this knowledge to solve as numericals on impact, vertical impact, when marble is dropped from some height. Okay, so marble drop from some height, it will goes down and strike the floor. So its motion of marble is under gravity. So at that time also we need this concept of motion under gravity. So when we say motion under gravity, when object thrown in space, at what angle? As when object thrown in space at angle 90 degree to horizontal, means exactly vertical. So it will goes up against gravity. It will goes up against gravity. At some point its velocity will become 0, let's say v dash. Then it will come down, velocity become 0, come down, and with that velocity it come down and strikes the ground almost at the same point with velocity how much v. So this motion is called as motion under gravity. This motion is called as motion under gravity. This one is against gravity and this one is with gravity. This is against gravity and this is with gravity. Is it clear? Getting what I am saying? So to solve this numerical, as we have to use first of all acceleration due to gravity. So for that purpose, let's clear its sign convention first. So tell me, when object thrown against gravity or with gravity, where weight of body acts is where weight of this body acts vertically downward. We know that when body goes against gravity means up and with gravity means down, every time weight acts vertically downward. Is it clear? Getting everyone? That's why this weight got downward direction? Due to acceleration due to gravity, whose value how much? 9.81 meter per second square. When we throw object in a space near Earth's surface, its motion is under this acceleration due to gravity, which always acts towards center of Earth. Is it clear? And therefore, as very unique sign convention we are going to use. Not difficult at all. This sign convention we have to use in engineering to solve very difficult numericals very easily. What sign convention? That's very easy. Is it downward? And tell me, from first topic we are taking downward as negative. Downward as negative, minus 9.81 meter per second square. Is it clear? This sign convention for A always negative, minus 9.81 meter per second square. And these numericals are solved using equations of motion. As equation of motion in terms of 5 quantities, of which this one A, time have no sign convention, always positive. What remain? Initial velocity, final velocity and displacement. As for that also same kind sign convention that we use. Upward positive and downward negative. In this case, this velocity we have to take upward taken as positive and this downward taken as negative. Is it clear what I am saying? And not new at all. Vector upward force we take positive, downward vector force we take negative. Here vector instead of force velocity. So don't change sign convention as per your convenience. Stick to basic sign convention, upward, positive, downward, negative. Is it clear? Getting everyone? I am going to apply this to solve to derive the expression for velocities. And this expression for velocities we have to use to solve numericals of impact. So what they are, just take as let's say one object thrown against gravity with velocity u. Okay, one object thrown against gravity with velocity u from one point. As where it goes, it will goes up until its velocity, in this case let's say v, becomes 0 and reach point 2. Okay, and reaches to height, let's say h, and I want expression for this velocity with which object thrown in space then rises to height h before coming to rest. For this case I want expression for this velocity. So let's consider motion from 1 to 2 as initial velocity is plus u. Why plus u? Upward taken as positive. Acceleration always negative. I clear the sign convention. Downward taken as negative, as whenever we have derived expression we are going to take it as minus g. Is it clear? Final velocity 0 and displacement from 1 to 2. As from 1 to 2, is it measured upward from starting point 1 to end point 2? Is it measured upward? Yes. Therefore, it is taken as plus h. It is taken as plus h. Got it? V for s, use which equation? Third equation. It is 0 u square as it is 2 into minus g into plus h. U square on this side minus u square is minus 2gh, and therefore expression for velocity, it is the square root of 2gh. Minus minus get cancelled. So how much u? We derive the expression for u, square root of 2gh. This formula we have to use in impact. Is it clear what I am saying? In impact we use this formula. Yes, this is a velocity with which is thrown against gravity, rises to height h before coming to rest. Very important. One can use this formula directly, but condition for that, final velocity what? 0. Got it? In that one more case is there. As object drop from level 1 with downward velocity u. Okay, from rest. From rest. What happened? Definitely it will goes down to new level 2. As let's say again through height how much? H. But when it will strike the ground, it will strike the ground with velocity v. With velocity v. And for that we want expression for this velocity v. Here again initial velocity is 0. Just like here final velocity 0 and we derive expression for initial velocity. Here initial velocity 0 and we want velocity with which it strike the ground. Is it clear? After some height. Again as initial velocity 0, A always take minus g. V is rule wise minus v. Why minus v? Downward taken as negative, don't forget. And displacement is from 1 to 2. Displacement from 1 to 2, starting point 1, end point 2. Where measured? As where it is measured, upward or downward? Downward. Therefore, it is taken as minus h. And therefore, v square is equal to u square plus twice as equation I am going to use. It is minus v square 0 to into minus g into minus h. So v square is plus 2gh, and here also we have same expression 2gh. This expression you have to use to solve numericals of impact. Is it clear? Using this vertical impact numericals are very easily solved. But condition, initial velocity with which it is thrown, but finally it come to what? Rest. Then only use this formula. It released from rest, how much velocity with which strike? This is standard formula. Yes, for that final 0 and for that initial 0. Okay. So this is a sign convention for motion under gravity. Very easy sign convention. Always take a negative because acceleration due to gravity acts towards center of earth. Downward vector taken as negative, and UVS if it is upward positive, downward negative. In different books you are going to observe different sign convention. But again I am telling you, this is a sign convention of engineering, with which as we have to solve projectile numericals also. Here in some book, against gravity different sign convention they use, with gravity they different sign convention use, as in that they take this as a positive velocity. So there is lots of confusion, and with that sign convention it is not possible to solve projectile numerical very easily. And therefore, as don't forget, this is a gravity you have to use whenever you are going to design anything gravity projectile related part. This is the most simple sign convention. Don't forget it. Okay. Hope so you like this lecture. If you like it, just like and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.